Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast featuring your host, Loco. The Man Beast. And also featuring me.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
What's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We got a ton of poop jokes to talk about. The daily dose of a toilet.
Your daily dose of shit. That's what we're feeding you.
Man, oh man. Hope everyone had a good Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it was a doozy.
You're catching us right before it, so.
Yeah.
You're driving down today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Is Cass coming down or is it just you?
Nope, just me.
Does she know you're
My
coming?
mom went into the ER this morning.
What? For what?
She has very bad pneumonia.
Really?
Yeah, they gave her like steroids and inhalers and a Z-Pack and
Holy shit.
a throat rinse and stuff like that. I got off the phone with her earlier.
Double? She's getting in both? Both lungs? I don't know. Oh, well, I know that like one or both lungs can end up filling up with fluid.
Yeah.
So.
Just bacterial pneumonia.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean to say just because it's not great, but
how'd she get pneumonia?
She just took 2 flights across the country and 1 month she flew to Pennsylvania, came back, flew to Pennsylvania, came back.
It's weird how flying is like some of the scariest thing. Like, I guess it makes sense. You're in a tube, a tube that like circulates all of the same oxygen for however many flights you take. Like, I wonder if taking shorter flights or having more layovers, like, yeah, it's an inconvenience and it sucks. But like, do you think that would reduce the amount of infection that you could end up getting?
They just need to fly like us. Get hammered right before you board the plane.
Blackout drunk.
If your body is an inhospitable environment, that's when I want to come there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Stop washing your hands. Start eating out of the trash. Oh man. I did not sleep at all last night.
I was literally thinking, like reading your text message. You're like, man, we should always do fucking podcasts early. Man, we have so much energy. And then your text, I've been up for 37 hours. It's gonna be a doozy.
I mean, I'm surprised that I made it as far today as I have. I can definitely feel my brain just slowing down. You know what I mean? Like, it's trying to think through sludge. It's the weirdest sensation. Like, I know I'm tired. I'm ready to sleep. I just got to power off for like a couple hours and I'll be good to go. But I haven't been able to get that point. So now as the days drug on, I'm just like, where am I? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. And it's just too hot outside. It's just.
Oh, yeah.
I think the reason why I didn't really get to sleep.
Already.
Just a lot of shit on my mind. My car randomly broke down last week. So I'm driving up.
Back?
Yeah, I got it back. It was actually relatively small. Like, it was the fuel pump. So the E90 I have has 2 sets of fuel pumps. And then there's a module that runs both of the fuel pumps. One fuel pump died and then the module died. Okay, shit happens. But it was also, I was like on the freeway in the fast lane. And then all of a sudden it was like, so what the fuck? Why do I have no power? And so like cut lane, stopped, got AAA to tow us. But of course it was Sunday. It was Cinco de Mayo, right? So nothing's open. It's like, Okay, no big deal. Get back to the house. I'll take it to my mechanic on Monday and have him check it out. And I was just like, please don't be anything major. Don't be anything major. I cannot afford major right now. I can't really afford anything.
Yeah, don't be any part that already has the BMW logo embossed on it.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Exactly right. When the I need to get this part, and it's like, okay, it's going to be 2 weeks because it's got to come from Germany. Like, that's what I don't want to hear, right? But so I took it in. The guy was like, "Yep, fuel pump. Here's the whole thing. We can get it done." I was like, "Cool." Do an oil change on it. It's still like $1,800, man. It's like,
yeah,
damn it, dude. Damn it. So I think I had just a lot of shit on my head from this, this weekend and just a busy week and like being out of work, but like not being able to get to my meetings that I had scheduled for this week as well. I was just like stressing. I just did not get to sleep. And then it was like weirdly hot and cold. Like it's like in this in between, it's been really windy out. So like the temperature's kind of down, but like direct sunlight still heats everything up. So then it's like, at nighttime, you got like a blanket on, a blanket off, a blanket on, a blanket off. I was just, I'm going to kill someone. I'm going to kill someone. So,
yeah, I hate that when like it's cold and like muggy the day before, and then you wake up and then coming out, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's bright and sunny and it's already hot.
Yeah.
It's been so up and down. I've had bad allergies like 10 times already.
God, man.
This year.
I feel like I started sniffling hella hard and I was like, man, am I getting sick? Am I getting sick? And I was like, no, it's allergies because my eyes itch. You know what I mean? It's all in the nasal. It's like back of the throat itches, it's like, oh, okay.
And it's been so long since it's been like allergy season.
Yeah.
That like, I don't have any allergy meds just like on standby.
Yep.
The worst.
Well, it's also like, I don't know what it is. Antihistamines kick my butt, man. Like when I take them, I am like consistently tired.
You need that Claritin clear, baby.
I have taken.
Do you not see the commercials?
I've taken Claritin. I've taken Zyrtec.
Oh, you need that Zyrtec. Oh, you need that
Allegra. I've taken
the Costco brand.
Oh, I've taken Kirkland brand.
Finest.
I've taken Kirkland. I've taken Walmart's finest. I've taken CVS. I've taken everything and I just stay away from Benadryl. Even non-drowsy Benadryl is dangerous. Yeah, it gives you the nods hella hard. Like, but it's just something about antihistamines. I have to imagine it also has something to do with like my irregular sleep pattern, where like if I take antihistamines, it just kicks my butt anyway. But for whatever reason, I mean that's kind. What was it's like a cartoon or something, or it was a meme or whatever for Benadryl. It's like, can't sneeze if you're in a coma. Like it's
yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. And I just keep looking at California like, man, this isn't even the bad months. Like we're not even in the bad months. Like allergies.
It's fucking May. It's like the beginning of May.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we've got 2 more months of this crap pollen and then it's going to be just 100 and some odd degrees out. Oh man. Oh
yeah.
Up north is starting to sound. That's what I wish I could have. I wish I could have 2 homes. I wish I had a home up north and a home like not down south, but like mid-range, where winters come down in a nice location where it's like 70, 72 degrees at top. Kind of blue skies, a little bit of rain. I like the rain, so I don't mind it. And then during summer times, go up north where it's like at most, or like coastline where it's like at most like 75, 78 degrees, beautiful skies. Oh, that'd be the dream. I gotta start sucking more dick for that though.
I thought you were like up north, and I thought you were like hinting at like Reading. I was like, what?
Oh no, north.
Like that. No, I mean like Washington.
somewhere where you
outskirts of Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Just on the border in the tree. Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what's new, man? We've been playing Gray Zone.
I've been gray zoning all day.
I've been
waiting for this fucking package to show up. And like every now and then, like I thought I heard like the like the door,
Uh-huh.
like knock, and I'm like, like run and dive into a fucking bush. Oh, I dove into a bush and like Hunter's Paradise because karma came around and got me, and now I have to kill that fucking boss.
Oh.
That everybody's like, have you killed the boss? And we're like, no. I can't fucking kill him. I can't find him. Every time I go there, everything's dead except for like right around the perimeter. And so, anyways, I'm up there, and I run and I jump in a bush, and as I'm running up, I hear like wait the mom like the little like AIs. I was like no, like open the door, look real quick, and just hear my guy getting shot. Died. Spent the better part of 2 hours looking for my body.
Did glitch?
And I mean, like I thought it did. It just like the physics, my body just rolled down the hill.
Oh, gotcha.
Further. So I went back and forth because I can't buy Voodoos yet.
Okay.
And fucking Voodoo's hot. I'm loving it. Because
I'm on the fence.
You dial in for like your first you have to like click if you're trying to go long. But like just being on like the 2 power and just the 2 to 3 is like right where I need to be for most things.
I agree.
But being able to scroll into 6.
Yes.
And just tap somebody, especially when you like get the 16-inch barrel on the M4 and you're like 1.86 MOA. Oh, feels nice.
So I think I want to swap keybinds for zooming in and zooming out, because I've moved lean to my thumb buttons. I have Q and E that are free buttons right now. So I think I want to do where instead of scroll wheel up and scroll wheel down to go in and out with my scope, just have them on Q and E. And I think that might be actually better than trying to do the scroll wheel. Because for whatever reason, when I'm like trying to just get like a perfect mark with those Voodoos, I'm on 3s. I'm like, oh, he's a little far. I want to get 5 or 6. And it's like scroll up and I'm like, it doesn't always go. And like a lot of that is server problems where like you'll go but like it doesn't catch up. Me and Aaron ran into some issues with server yesterday. So
server problems,
man.
I got rubber band off the side of a cliff. Just shot 10 feet in front.
So there has been a lot of instability, and I said this last podcast and I'll say it again. This is the game where you're buying the lemon and you just need to accept that it's going to be a lemon for a bit, and that's fine. And I think that has helped me not rage, because there's been a few moments where I'm like, I'm ready to go. So me and Aaron got into a server.
I'm just waiting for Cycle Frontier. You're like, nope. I uninstalled the
game. Cycle frustrated me, man. Cycle put me in a mood that I was not ready for. So like me and Aaron get into a server, and it is super laggy, like bad lag. And like we're finding out more or less this is my idea. I think that they have US West, US East, whatever. I think anybody can get onto it, but because of like desync and the fact that it's like kind of PvE, PvP-esque, I have to imagine that whoever else is in that server is what's causing latency and ping issues. Because we were running into games where we would jump in, there'd be hello rubber band, and then you'd talk to people and you knew that they were like from Australia and New Zealand. So it was like, I'm sure their ping is doing something to affect server stability, right? There has to be some correlation between the two. The fact that the game's not really overly optimized also tells me that that's probably something that's happening.
Yeah. So we should probably aren't there other games that have like ping limits on regions? Like if you're fucking 140 ping, it just doesn't even let you or into it.
I saw this post on Reddit where it was like, why can't we see the ping of the server when we go to check the server?
Yeah.
Just let me see what the ping is to like, and then determine whether or not I should be on that server or not. You know what I mean? To like be like, oh, in your region, this is where you should be for this ping. Unless, of course, there's already issues in other regions. But whatever, I digress. So me and Aaron get in. We're trying to go out to BandPod to do BandPod missions. Aaron's finally at that point. So all right, let's jam. Let's do this stuff. Rubber band couldn't even kill an enemy. It was so bad. Mm-hmm. So okay, let's not do this. I think Aaron ended up dying. He had to come back out to get his body. I was like, let's just jam back to the chopper and get out of here. Let's just go. swap servers. So cool thing you can do if you're trying to do certain missions, like I was able to get the Hunter's Paradise missions done, and I think I killed the guy. I think I killed the boss, or I didn't have the mission, but I still killed him or whatever. If you log out and log back into a server, just check and see if there's any players on it. So me and Aaron, multiple times, we would log out and log back in. Then there was no players on the servers. So wherever we went, we were like the first people to show up to the servers. To that, yeah. So it was like, oh, okay, cool. That's how we were able to get his kill the bandit dude in the main starting town, like
Marketplace.
Because he had been farming. He had messaged me and he was like, I have been dying back to back to back. And I was like, okay, I'm coming on. he's like, I swear to God, if this guy is not here, I'm raging out. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so we swapped servers, fly all the way out to Banpa again. He realizes, oh, I forgot the little mission item he needed for getting
sample thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, fuck. I was like, well, I had taken the wrong bird, and I was like, I'll just head back to base, pick them up, and then come back out to meet you. You cannot drop mission-specific items. So if your teammate forgot their mission or died on their thing or whatever, and you had an extra one or whatever, you cannot drop that item for your teammate. Right. Now, the traders sell those items, so it's like, again, kind of like... Is it bad? Is it good? I don't know why they would have that limitation on it, but it was there. Fuck. Okay, fine. Aaron, let's fly all the way back to base and let's get the mission items. Go back to base, fly all the way back out to Banpa. Now, this whole interaction between Rubber Band server and finally getting all of the items that we needed to do his missions in Banpa was probably the better part of an hour, if not a little bit more than that, just because we're just back and forth between birds, waiting for timers to come up, like this whole thing of just doing this. Fuck, fine. Finally get out to Banpa, got the mission stuff, ready to roll, take one shot at an enemy. Your game did not synchronize character data. I lost all of my gear, all of my missions got reset. So they got deleted, all of the progress I made, like kill 20 enemies and da-da-da. I had like two to kill, all reset back to, I was like, oh my God. And of course Sean is watching because Sean's like, stream the game for me. And like, this is the first thing that happened. He's like, well, you did say on the podcast, like you're buying a lemon. And I'm like, thank you, Sean. I'm very aware. I'm very aware. And so I'm like, fuck, okay, I'll buy my stuff and come back in. Aaron's like, okay, well, I'll just extract out and get back to base. And he goes, I think I'm disconnecting. And he's like, I think I lost all my stuff too. Sure enough, lost it all. I was like, and then when we just couldn't get back into the server last night, and it was like, just let it cook. Get off, give it a day, let it cook, because holy moly, this was
last night.
This was last night. So almost
last night, because I couldn't even get in.
Yeah,
for I don't know how long.
There was an update last night or yesterday or whatever. So I'm assuming whatever they did broke something at some point. But holy moly, man. It was just one of those things where it's like, I get it. I get it. It's still early. It still needs time. That's fine. But it also is like so infuriating to waste so much time to then not do anything. And it's like,
yeah,
I can understand. I cannot understand people giving it negative reviews, but I can absolutely understand people saying, I'm going to wait. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, absolutely. Don't spend the money. If you don't care about $35, spend it. If you're not really 100% sure and 35 is kind of your cap, don't buy the bundles, right? And if you're really not sure how the game's going to progress and how things are going to go, don't buy it at all and just sit on it. Outside of that, though, I'm having a blast.
Somebody described it as Tarkov for people with a family and a job.
Yeah.
And it's that, you know, it's so, and trust me, like there's parts like that it's not easy. Holy fuck, dude. Sawmill, I'm getting fucking beamed from across the map by things I can't even see.
Yeah.
I'm getting like shot through walls.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the AI, once you get to those bigger levels, are hard, but like you can just relax while you play.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's not super fucking sweaty.
No, and especially because you can turn the sweat off. You're done with the PvP. You're done getting capped out. Go and play the PvE version.
Well, I'm not even getting on PvP after. Was it you that sent me the hackers
People
that
just
are already
killing everybody,
killing people from camp to camp?
Yep.
And looting them.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign.
Well, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. And so now it's like, here's where this company needs to double down. They need to make sure they have server stability, because all the people are like, okay, well, we're not dealing with that. So now it's all clogging up the PvE servers. And it's like, oh, the PvE servers are rough, man. Rough. And it's like, you'll get into some servers where it's butter smooth and you can play for hours and it's no problem. And every once in a while you have a new group of people that pop in, and then sometimes you'll just, all of a sudden there'll be like 20 people that spawn in the server, and then it just lags forever. And it's like, all right, we got to go back to the menu. So
yeah.
Gray Zone though, man, I'm enjoying it because it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah.
It is not a sweat game. It is not hard. It is not, the difficulty spike in general from area to area is really easy. The missions are like, they're tedious a little bit, but they're not like Tarkov tedious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're relatively straightforward. Go here, look at this mural on the wall, leave. You know what I mean? Like, it's not some ridiculous, find this one specific item that also doesn't drop and has like a 2% chance to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still haven't found the key for the YBL place for Negotiator.
Don't even get me started. I went there because I had a bunch of missions there, and I was just going, coming back, turning in, getting a new one, turning in, getting a new one. Every time I was there was at least like 6 to 10 people just looking for the key, or just like running around VoIPing, like, hey, do you have the key? I was like, no, I'm so sorry, man. Like,
I mean, part of me also side point to that, and I think I was talking to Aaron about this. I really do enjoy that like, if keys weren't overly common, that they are kind of rare in that aspect, there is no marketplace, so there's no reason for people to sell anything, but it does kind of build a cool community, like how we ran into that one guy, being on a different faction and was still like, I've got it back at base, let me fly back and grab it, I'll come and meet you back over here. And we were like kind of even skeptical, like, man, this guy's just gonna bail. Like, it's understandable. Sure enough, he showed up and took us in. It's like, hey, come this way, I'll show you where this is, you can loot this, and like da-da-da. And it was like, man, ground floor building a community.
Yeah.
Dope.
The player interaction, even between factions, I think is my favorite part of this. Yeah. Everybody's talking to each other. Everybody's VoIPing, and especially like, PvE servers. You're running into people and you can't kill each other.
Yep.
So you're just kind of bullshitting. I had this fucking guy, Blickle, I think his name was. And like, he was just like, oh, hey. He was doing like the wiggle and stuff. Then he was following me around. We were bullshitting. And he's like, where are you going to go? I was like, oh, I got to go to Sawmill to kill people. He's like, all right, I'll meet you there. I was like, oh, you can't jump on my heli. I was like, oh, no, I'll go get my own. Sure enough, he met me at Sawmill. We were just hopping places. Like,
see, that's so sick, shit, dude. That's so sick. Like, I mean, we have this stupid little thing on our screen again.
He had to get off at one point.
I don't know how to turn this thing off.
Just hover over it, and it says activity status. Fucking Discord, why are you doing this to us?
I don't know. You're gonna see a bunch of changes in the screen. It's just gonna be there for me on mine. So
yeah, fuck it.
So stupid.
No, but Blickle, we probably ran like 3 different towns, just like farming shit, getting stuff, and eventually he's like, "Man, I gotta get off. I just realized I can't even add you. We're not on the same faction." I was like, "I know, man. This is where it ends." He's like, "I don't want to go." It's been so like we had a little moment. We blew each other kisses and then just parted on our ways.
But that's where you add them on Steam. That's when you get their Steam ID and you add them on Steam. So that way you can still end up meeting new people and having this whole like camaraderie thing. And like, it's kind of dope, dude. It's kind of dope. I mean, we've only run into maybe 1 or 2 real shitheads on the game. Like we ran into job guy. That fucking idiot.
Oh my God.
Swear to you, man. Oh, that was my favorite point, was just coming back and just hearing him talking. He's like, oh,
after like an hour of missions and shit.
Like, hey, you still there, dude?
There's still 2 jobs, guys. This character, who the fuck said that?
And then Aaron the other day, some guy was talking, and he had like an accent or whatever, and Aaron's like, you sound British, and he's like, oi, fuck you, cunt. Like, Aaron's like, oh, never mind. And we flew off. And, you know, just people like that. And then there was a dude standing on top of the roof that kept buying flashbangs. Obviously, he's leveled up enough. And he's just, like, in the helipad area, was just throwing flashbangs down.
What a cocksucker.
And so people were walking.
But do I want to do that?
Yeah, and people were walking into choppers and just dying. I was like, damn, dude, that sucks. Because he's like waiting for choppers to come in and he's just flashbanging the hell out of everyone. And people are just walking and getting murdered by the chopper. And it's like, oh
man.
You know, people like that, you're gonna have those people. You're gonna definitely have those people. But
that's terrible. Which vendor do I need to level?
That's exactly right. There's also a point, was like, how great would it be to just go to the enemy faction's place on PvE servers and do that? You know what I mean? But I mean, outside of that, everybody has been super cool.
Yeah,
I have opened up mic every time I've seen someone, been like, "What up, man?" And someone has responded and been like, "Hey, man, how's your day going? What's going on?" No one has been. I haven't heard an N-bomb. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't had. I have. Have you? I haven't.
His name was Adolf Rizzler, so I kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah, he kind of walked into that one. That's a dark alley. Should I go down that?
I was like, hey, and he just immediately hit me. What'd you say? And I was like, all right, fuck off. And I went, and Jedi was streaming, and Jedi ran up to him. He's all, hey, man. Hey, you seem pretty cool. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck? And then Jedi's like, you see that? We could have cool interactions. You see that, chat? Like, he's like talking to like his stream. I was like, did you miss the part where he just like hard armed?
Oh, that's what that conversation was the other night. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, I did not see it. Chat, we do not condone that.
Oh, man. Yeah. Been just a nice, I think we were talking about that. It's just, it's nice to be on that ground floor. Yeah. It's really nice to just.
It's just the best time to be in a game.
100%.
You take the bugs with it, and it's because eventually people are going to start like being like little shitheads about stuff. They're going to start gatekeeping information and like, oh, you don't know, fucking little bitch. But like everybody's learning like kind of at the same pace right now. Everybody's doing their stuff, and everybody's really open to just like fucking being in comms and just saying like, oh, what are you working on? Like, oh shit, I have that key. I have this.
Ran into a dude in Ban Pawn, and I was like, I just cannot find the avian thing for the samples. And I was like, dude, do you know where the avian and the mound is? He's like, yeah, hold on, come right over here. I was like, you can just point me, man. Like, you don't have to. He's like, no, I'll show you. Come here. Yeah. Cool, dude. Just super cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the type of community that you want ground floor. You want the Helldiver 2 type of community, right? Right off the bat, right off the rip. You want those people that care about the game and they care about like enjoying it with people, and they care about trying to like better it down the road. Like, I don't know how many times I've run into people been like, oh man, like, cool build on a gun. Like, oh, you like that? Like EOTech? Like, oh, it's all right. It's like, here, try the Spectre. And like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah, keep it. Like, what do you mean keep it? Like, no, take it back. No, it's yours, man. I can buy it for the trader. It's all yours. Have it. Oh man, I appreciate that. That type of thing is just happening more and more. And it's like, dude, that's so cool. That's so cool. I love seeing that like up front and personal. Yeah. How long that lasts?
Yeah.
6 months tops.
Yeah.
First major wipe. I think that's when we don't see this anymore. Yeah. The first major wipe, or where they're like, okay, hey, we have like a major patch and we're going to reset everybody. I think that's when all of this disappears, and we're going to start having more shitty people.
Well, that and
the cheats.
The cheats, yeah. But it's also like either first major wipe or the next big pop. Like, we had like everybody who was willing to like deal with the bullshit and go through the bugs and get on the ground floor. When it becomes like more mainstream, when the streamers and stuff start saying, hey, go ahead and play this.
This is the time to get in. Yeah, we're doing community giveaways and stuff like that. That's when you start to see that start. Yeah, and it's so terrible because the more I've been playing with more people, the more this may just be me as getting old, but the more I've been like, I think it's children that are ruining the games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Because
everybody we're playing with is basically probably close to our age.
If not, yeah.
A little younger.
Every person I've talked to has been like some guy yesterday was like, he was like, man, I don't want to have to go to work tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. I've been feeling sick. And we're like, so don't go to work. No one's got a gun to your head. He's like, man, but I work in the food industry. We're like, you're the worst kind of person. Like, absolutely don't go to work. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I only get 2 days off a year. I'm like, okay, we get it, man. And we just started talking like adults, you know what I mean? And it's just a surreal event to happen right now. The fact that the game is I don't want to say it's as bad as it is, but like, I mean, it's it's mid at best. The people have just been great, that's all I want. That's all I want. Just a cool, fun online game I can play with my friends and not have to deal with shitty kids 24/7.
Yeah.
It's not Call of Duty. It's not Fortnite. Yet. The minute I see someone floss in Gray Zone, I'm uninstalling.
I would like some emotes. But not like that. Like hand signals.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit like that.
Round up, stuff like that.
Yeah,
things like that. Totally acceptable. I mean, you have VoIP, so I mean, it helps. But
yeah, I think I'm just guessing those people that like somehow are playing the game without a mic or refuse to like plug their mic in. If they had like some kind of a way, instead of like just like wiggling, like something like a pointing or like just like basic like hand signals, shit like that.
That guy that flew out with us when we went to Blue Lagoon or whatever is like, hey bud, you a little lost? He's like, you want to fly back with us? Like, yeah, all right, come on, man.
One thing they need to fucking do. They need to. So there is a way where like when a helicopter lands, it takes a second, but you can check to see which where it's going.
Oh,
they need to make that like as it's flying in, it says where it's going. I waited just to get back to Sawmill to go grab my body. I had 5 helicopters all called before me, all going up to the same Foxtrot 1 with like 2 at a time. That shit, when there's only 4 on the map, is fucking annoying, and that's a long fucking flight.
Yeah, man, that is rough. I guess that, again, I think the biggest thing is like quality of. Okay, here's an idea. How much quality of life can you add into the game that then starts to detract from the community-based aspect of it, where conversations can be had? Hey, where's this chopper going? Oh, it's going to, you know what I mean?
And I've seen videos like we need fucking helicopter etiquette. Like if you're like calling one in, call it out.
Yeah.
But so many times, like I've hey, where are you going? Where are you going? And then like as I see it, because it takes a second, as I click on it and it's popping up, it's already taken off and I can't get on, and it's going exactly where I needed to go.
Yeah. There's a few things. I wish that teammates markers showed up on the map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can totally understand us having a map is not really like, it's not very tactful or like realistic to be able to mark certain things. Is it here? Is it here, boy? Get it. Go. And we're back.
It wasn't UPS. It was FedEx for my girl. It's not mine. It's not the one I was waiting for.
You're not getting it today. It's not showing up today. It's not showing up. UPS is the absolute worst out of all. I would rather have DHL or whatever the hell that like that service is deliver me things than UPS.
Yeah.
UPS is awful, man.
Well, UPS didn't have a fucking Tom Cruise commercial. DHL did.
Oh yeah. Did he? Wait, did he?
Yeah, they were like the official sponsor of like one of the Mission Impossible or something
that's
like
right.
that.
That's right. Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? I've never even heard of DHL.
It's all over SAC. Everybody uses it in town on SAC because there's a bunch of location stops out here. So, look, whatever. I check everything now that gets delivered to me. It's like, where's it coming from? You know, where's it? You know, if I'm ordering from something, I always check to see. So, oh, it's going to be delivered USPS. Oh, thank God. I'll know it shows up. You know, anything from Amazon, because the Sacramento has the Amazon plant out here.
Yeah,
they just have Uber drivers basically come and drop it off at your house.
Yeah,
I showed up I ordered something. Oh, I ordered this watch or whatever. Some guy delivered to the house. He was just in like a red Toyota.
Yeah,
he was up at my door. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, oh, Amazon. I was like, "Oh, all right, cool."
Amazon.
Yeah, I was just all right, whatever.
Got 5 deliveries for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Load up the back of my car. He drops it off with like McDonald's bags and shit. You know. Oh man. So I going on. Extraction shooters are hot right now. So hot right now. They're Hansel. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of going over the point. I started looking at Arena Breakout, Infinite Crisis, whatever.
Oh, we want to hop into that.
I mean,
Arena Breakout Infinite.
Isn't it just only in beta right now? Like you had to get access to it via beta codes. Like you can't get into it.
Yes, and even like they're like doing like a big thing where they're like, we're gonna give you like they like gave like a bunch of like streamers and like people like codes to give out to their community. Half the codes aren't even working. They literally have the same exact code as Tarkov, the same exact buildings. Like there was like a side by side of like running in through like Scav Village and like going in and seeing like the beds placed in the same spot, the sleeping beds in the same spot. They pulled up the actual code. And the actual code is identical.
1 for 1.
It is.
Ugh. That's right.
Wild.
Also, well, here's something that I was taking a look at because I was seeing a lot. First off, if you haven't noticed, Arena Breakout and Gray Zone UI for in-game character stuff is identical. It's the exact same UI. The mags, the weapons, the way your character screen looks, like your inventory space, identical, 1 for 1. Like maybe not 1 for 1, but as close to 1 for 1 as you could potentially get. I was watching Level Cap play today. He it was either today or yesterday. He put out a video, kind of just talking about it, and I was looking at it. It was like, holy shit! Like the gameplay looks like Tarkov, but the UI and everything looks like Gray Zone. I'm like, it was a mobile game. It's a mobile game, so you know those assets are around. But then that's what I started thinking. It was like, how much? Because after this Unheard edition from Tarkov, the new knife that cost you $250 to get was a $6 skin on the store, like an asset skin on the store.
So they did a full breakdown of it. The pixels are different. It's pretty close. But it's not the $7 Unity asset.
So you get the Unity asset and then change it.
Yeah,
you just alter
they changed it a little bit.
You know what I mean? You just take the number from a 5 to a 2.
A little bit.
Not enough.
They did some remeshing.
But then that also makes me wonder how much of Tarkov is just assets.
There was somebody making that point where they were saying, like, okay, look at X, Y, and Z. Like, all these houses have the same layout as like even some stuff from like PUBG. Yeah. Like, so they're just like reskinning it. And like, there's a lot of people like trying to play like devil's advocate. Like, oh, there's like this. The code though, the code is where it's like,
there's a lot of questionable things on that. And I just think more or less like, I don't think it's bad. If a game comes out and a game is good, but it uses assets, I do not care. That is so low on my list of things to care about when it comes to video game. Well, they bought these assets for
quadruple A.
Oh yeah. If you're Ubisoft though, that's a whole nother ball game. I respect the hell out of that. But like, that does the problem I have is like with Tarkov where it's like $250, and like if you looked at the total assets spent, like I'm not saying Tarkov has done this, but I mean like other games where they're like the entire game is just assets that they purchased that have totaled like $100 or whatever, and they're charging like, you know, like $90 for the game. It's like, nah, okay, calm
back off of one player.
Exactly. Calm down. But again, it's like I don't care. some of those assets are there for a reason. They look dope. There were people that created them for a reason. They can speed up your process of building a game. Why not use them? You know what I mean? Now, if it's the same house over and over and over and over and over again, okay. So, you know, maybe pick a variety pack. Maybe spend an extra $20 to get 5 houses, you know? But, so it's like things like that. I don't care. And a Chinese game that was a mobile game that's now being ported to PC, that they're doing actual upgrading for PC alone. And like, it's going to have mobile, like the daily login stuff and weird shit like that. But for the most part, most people are saying like, they're not seeing any other like predatory mobile game stuff yet, at least. It is just beta, but
now I have been watching people play it, and Landmark was doing a breakdown of like what he likes. He's like, it feels like the Tarkov gameplay loop without the game feeling like it's fucking you over and over again. Like there's no way, there's friendly fire with grenades, but if you kill somebody, it's not like you can go into raid with like a random, kill them and then take all their shit. You can grab people's stuff and exfil with it, but when you exfil, like if your buddy got down and you grabbed all his shit, when you exfil, it automatically goes back to their stash.
Oh, that's dope.
So they get to keep all their shit. There's a lot of like, it's literally like it was made like somebody took Tarkov's identical code and then just listened to what everybody bitched about on Twitter and enacted half of those things.
What it was a mobile game, and someone's been playing single player Tarkov and building mods, and they were like, hey, you know, we could probably turn this mobile game into like a full on PC game. It's like, you know what I mean? Man, this is what this genre needs, though. It's the same thing. I maybe I might be talking out of my ass on this. But the BR genre grew by having a bunch of different games come out all around the same time, and then certain games that were at the peak of its, like Apex, PUBG, Fortnite, you know, they snagged a bunch of things that everybody else was kind of doing, looked at it and said, okay, how do we incorporate this into our game to make it the best BR that it could be at that time? You know, when H1Z1 was at its top and then PUBG came out, all PUBG did was just take H1Z1 and make it 1,000 times better. You know what I mean? So with Tarkov kind of being the only, well, and I don't mean the only, because Division did this years prior to Tarkov, but Tarkov being the only thing that was really existing in this extraction shooter genre, and now it's starting to blow up where you had you had Cycle, you have Marauders, you had Dead Space, whatever the hell me, you and Aaron played. Like, they kind of came out, but they didn't really do much. They kind of twisted the genre a little bit. And a lot of people were like, hey, that's a cool idea. We should try and take that and move around. So if these ones start coming out and they're actually kind of big and they do some good, you got a free to play game. You've got one that's more PvE focused, and then you have Tarkov. If those are the big three that kind of exist, I'm all right with that, as long as they take what's good about the genre and do the best they can with it.
Yeah. I mean, competition creates growth.
100%.
And people are saying that, I mean, Tarkov's still going to be Tarkov. Tarkov's still going to be the most hardcore, the most XYZ of its genre, just because it's inherently that. But they're also saying with this, Tarkov needs to get their shit together, because that hardcore may not hold people.
Yeah. Like
Nikita's thinking. I just saw
Nikita's tweets have been off the rail lately.
Oh, he's my feelings are really hurt. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Today I saw one that said unheard, 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 all exclamation points, all caps. Only the true believers. It's quit. What are you doing?
That hurts. It hurts.
Quit trying to push that. Please buy if you're a true believer.
I saw one of his tweets being it's up to the community whether or not they like this, what we're doing with these types of things. Like we're trying things that are new. And so if you spend your money, that tells us that this is something that is what we want to do. And it's like, yikes, dude, be careful with what you're doing there, man. Like you're treading weird grounds, because, you know, the people that are diehard Tarkov fans will find something else if they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just the few days where the fucking Unheard came out and everybody was boycotting and stuff. I don't know how many, like, the big, like, I'm just a Tarkov streamer.
Yeah.
Half of them went to like just DayZ servers and started just fucking around on there.
But that's the thing too. What can, and I saw this because I went to Twitch. We were making fun of someone in the chat. So Will or whatever, one viewer streamers or whatever. And I went to Twitch because I haven't really gone to Twitch in years at this point. I just don't watch Twitch anymore. After you and Rye kind of stopped streaming, I stopped watching Boss for a little bit, and I pick up Jedi every once in a while when I realize he's on. But other than that, like I'm never on Twitch. Like I watch my friends, but I don't watch anything else. And I went to view like lowest viewer counts or whatever, and I just and there is so many Call of Duty and Fortnite, you know what I mean, streamers out there that have 0 views, and you can scroll for hours before you see someone with more than 10 views, and it's still just all Call of Duty and everything. Well, so at a certain point, it's like the big name people push, right? You got you got Doc, you got Tim, you got, you know, Shroud, you have whoever else you can pick and choose for these big end games. They stream it. The game makes all the sale, and then they move on to the next thing for their streams or whatever. And the only thing that continues to push the viewer counts and things like that are all these weird people still trying to make a name for themselves on Twitch or YouTube playing the game. You know what I mean? It's a weird dynamic. Gaming is just really weird right now, man.
Yeah. I was literally just thinking about this because Rai texted me and he's like, "What level did you make it to before you abandoned us?" And I was like, "Before I abandoned us? You mean, are you talking like real Tarkov?" He's like, No, single player Tarkov.
Oh.
And it's like just that transition from like playing like games like online, like against people, to, I guess this is kind of like
sure
in the gray zone, if you will. But man, it's almost like these like not dealing with cheaters, not being online. Like I really liked playing online, but it's like everything took such a dramatic turn right around like COVID, when everybody had all the time in the world. And like just games became more toxic, a little less fun. Like I like playing with like our group of friends and stuff
for sure.
When it's like private lobbies, but like just that open just kind of fucking feels weird now.
And it's also just, I think this channel started during COVID. You know what I mean? Like we kind of tried to put this all together during COVID time, and I know that it was a huge jump in it because a lot of people at a certain point didn't have jobs, and they were looking at people like, you know, you look at YouTube with like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and all these people that are making millions and millions, PewDiePie, millions and millions of dollars. And then you look at Twitch and you saw this like giant boom in people like XQC and Shroud and Ninja that are all making millions and millions of dollars. And it's like, well, if I can't feed my family, but these guys are able to do it, like there's got to be some money invested in it somewhere.
And there is. 100%. And it's like, I think it was like 200 subs a month is like the equivalent of, I mean, not a great job, but like it'll pay your bills.
Pay your bills for sure.
And like there is like a
plus
way that
donations,
like, a lot of people, there's a way that a lot of people end up doing it, but like they're kind of like the few and far in between.
Sure. And I mean, if you were grinding it hard prior to COVID, you're probably doing okay now. You know what I mean? If you started during COVID,
before the boom,
and it just turned into a mess. I mean, that's been the hardest part about like our channel in general, is just growing organically. You know what I mean? Like trying new things and doing new things. We just put a video out on was it Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday for us, but Wednesday of last week. For everybody else watching this, like, it was me and you playing that what was it called? Exo-Me or whatever, the alien game. Anomaly. I had a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun editing that video because I didn't edit the video for the gameplay at all.
Yeah.
I edited the video because we were just
the dumb moments.
We were retarded the entire time. Like running through, like, just like
a day later, that wasn't the 80s game?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, to be fair, I kept waiting to see what 80s thing was coming back.
What was it? We're doing something, we're running through the woods, and you're like, oh, there's just a missile out here. And I was like, yeah, just a missile. Wait, what are you talking about? You're like, there's just a missile sitting in the ground. And the next cut is me just shooting the missile with a pistol and then just exploding, you know? Or like you healing yourself. You're like, I was like, oh my God, you were so low on health. You're like, I told you, man. Like, I was one pig anomaly away.
Yeah. Like, those pigs were fucking tanks.
I was just like getting back to the church, or like getting back to the cabin and be like, what was the code? And like, so earlier in the video, you were like, oh man, we're gonna have to check the VOD to see what that code's about. And then like, so I cut it back in, like, it was just like, what was the code? It's like, we're gonna have to check the VOD for this. Like, you know? It was a cool, fun experience, you know what I mean? And I had a bunch of fun making that video. That was a ton of fun. And I think more or less it was just us being stupid, like you know,
not trying to, hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel, here's your guided gameplay on how to complete it.
And I think that's a big one, is that when I start to realize, like, when I'm recording games with like 7 days. I've got a lot of knowledge, so like whatever knowledge I have, but like I end up talking through it a lot versus just playing. And so like when I record normally, I'm doing that shit a lot. I'm either going, well, what's this? What's this? Or I'm trying to explain what I'm doing, versus when we play with friends, like when we played Hoofphobia, just being dorks. You know what I mean? And just like, so, I mean, and I get it. I get how hard that grind is to like try and like make something.
Yeah, well, I mean, from like the layman's perspective, or from everybody's perspective, really, when you start making videos and stuff, what's like most of the things that you watch, what's the most things that you see these people who are fucking showing you guides and things like that and explaining it.
Yep.
But if that's not your content, that's not your content.
Or you've been watching people that have been doing this for years and years and years and have this like almost, it's like second nature. It's their, not only is it their livelihood and their financial stability, but it's also their persona. It's who they are. And so you watch these videos and you're like, that's so funny. I want to make a video like that. And then you sit down to record it. And you're like, I'm gonna go left. It's like, shit, dude. I recorded Subnautica. I was having a ton of fun. I thought I made a really fun. I recorded for like 3 hours. I was just playing Subnautica. I was having a great time. I was getting scared of the ocean, having the whole thing. And I was like, this is so much fun. I was just so much fun. I was having fun building bases underwater. And like, I've got a fear of the ocean. So it's like one of those things where it's like kind of anxiety ridden. I was like, I went back to edit it and I was like, this is the most boring piece of shit I have ever watched in my life. And it just like, like, I just was like, I'm scrapping it. I'm not even going to make this video. This is not even worth my time and effort, you know? And that's rough. And
that's like high on life.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think it'd be a good game, but half of it's just you just listening to like what people are saying and like watching it.
That's what I want. We need to bring back no commentary, full gameplay videos. Just sit down, record 6 hours.
And just post it.
And just post it.
All of it.
Yeah, just as raw as it is, not a single word, just the game. So that's how I fall asleep at night, man.
No, just the sound of Sean eating soup as the voiceover.
That's good. Oh man, there's a channel I watch called it's called Alpha Beta Gamer, and he does no commentary gameplay of like just older games or like, you know, boomer shooters and shit like that. I don't know how I found him, don't know what it was, but that, like, I'll go to bed watching old videos. I'm like, I want to watch Daikatana. I haven't seen a playthrough of Daikatana. It's on this channel. Cool. I'll just watch him. And then it just rabbit holes into a bunch of other weird shit. And then at 3 a.m, I'm watching speed runs of, Super Mario World. It's like, it's a wild experience, man. Gaming is just wild though. I love gaming. I love what people do with gaming. I love seeing new games. V Rising just got its 1.0. I'm like, oh my god, I want to play that. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much shit. Hades 2 is now in early access. It just launched on Steam. Like, if you like, roguelites and Supergiant Games, they have not missed yet. Every game that they have put out has been an absolute journey and an experience, and like, respect the shit. Indie dev, like, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it's so cool to see that. And then you look at the stuff that's the big stuff, the big things, Call of Duty, Fortnite, big things. And you're like, God damn, you are just making the whole industry super toxic. Get the fuck out of here. Just let things die. Let Call of Duty die. It had its run.
It won't.
It won't. No, it won't. The same way
it needs
NBA games won't die. 2K will always be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because could you imagine? Imagine if Call of Duty disappeared and something else came out in its place that just did it right. Oh.
No.
Oh, I'd be back at day one Gray Zone.
Yeah.
Just having fun talking to people. I do miss like 07 Call of Duty lobbies though.
Oh God. Yeah.
That toxicity, but like that camaraderie.
Just the end. Everybody talking shit, and then the one guy who just open mics, like he's just screaming, and everybody mutes him, and then all of a sudden, like that's what brings you together.
Yeah.
Like, man, fuck that. It's like Ted.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. And then the lady comes out, hey, shut the fuck up. You stay out of it, you stupid bitch. Hey, I'm really sorry about what you said. That was uncalled for. Like, it's like that. And all of a sudden you're buds and you're running lobbies together for fucking like a couple hours.
Man, and see, that was the coolest thing about old school Call of Duty lobbies, like Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2 time period, like what was it, 07, 08 or 07, 09, because you had World of War in between. Those lobbies, unless you left the lobby, you just kept playing with the same people. And so those same people ended up on your friends list at some point. You know what I mean? And like, and it just
starts with like, oh, you're bottom frag, and like next thing you know, you're at a kill race with each other.
Yeah, man. Or just
that
like
playful talking shit becomes like friendship.
Oh man, I have made so many back in the day, at least on like PlayStation 3 when I was like console gaming, like Call of Duty. I had a friends list that was so many people because of just like talking shit. And I played hardcore, you know what I mean? So it was so easy to just single tap like a teammate in the head. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get 3 of them before they kick you for the lobby. So it was like you get 1 or 2 into piss, or you see a dude like on a kill streak run and you just come up and tap him in the back of the head and just walk away. And it just started this whole thing. And like you could rile people up and you get them against. I mean, and it's toxic. It's toxic. And I will agree.
The best way,
but it was in the best way because you made these friends.
It was like an understandable toxic back then.
Yes. And so now you can't have that. It's like we jam on our friend group, right? You know what I mean? You push, we prod. We know when there's an open wound and we just keep sticking our fingers in it. You know what I mean? But it's the same.
Cliff.
How'd you know I was talking about him? But it's also one of those things that I would stand up for that guy in a heartbeat and I wouldn't let anyone else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I will poke.
You don't get to make that joke.
That's exactly right. That is my friend, not yours. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's missing in the gaming now when it comes to the online community is you don't get to have that rabble and that toxicity, but then still make those friendships because it's quick. It's in and out. It's your TikToks and your reels of, shorts where it's just 30-second blips of people like, get my fix and move. So the toxicity just breeds, but it doesn't go anywhere. It just exists, And
I guess in a way, that's another reason why Gray Zone's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's all perpetual.
Yeah.
You know, you'll go on missions and you'll come back and you'll see like the same people at base.
Yep. Yeah.
Fucking two job guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's exactly right. Or what was the guy's name? Pepto Glismol?
Pepto Glismol.
You know,
you were just passing over his name.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's that thing, and you start to notice these people and start to see these people again. I've been in a couple of lobbies where I've seen the same people, like after leaving and coming back. So it's like, oh wow, it's almost MMO-esque, where it's like you kind of are seeing these people exist in this world, and it's like, and you talk to them, hey man, you remember? Oh yeah, we were doing that thing. You know, it's like that's cool. Even if you are talking shit, like. I want to meet Two Jobs guy again. I want to hang out with him just because he's just such a dork, man. He wants you to come and find him. I cannot tell you how. I cannot tell you how bad I do not want to go and do that.
No, but seriously, he said, go play hide and seek with him. Literally, the list of things I'd rather do than that is infinite.
That whole thing is like, oh, your mom's so there. They're like, oh, he's at your mom. Oh my god. Oh, this is what I needed in gaming though. Gray Zone is the exact thing I needed in gaming. Yeah. It's low sweat. It's fun BS. People are goofy. Some of the conversations that I have jumped into, like when I pop into lobby and just hear open mic, it's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And then you just join into it, you know? Someone said something like, there was an Aussie dude in one of our servers, and some guy was like, blah, fuck Aussies, blah, blah, blah. He's like, fuck you, man. I'll fly out to, you know, the United States or whatever, and I'll kick your ass, you know, just like stupid shit like that. Some guy was like, and we're all like, yeah, fuck that guy. And he's like, and then the one guy was like, yeah, and fuck Steve Irwin. And everybody in the lobby was like, you took it too fucking far. You took it too far, and you need to pull it back and apologize. Like, the Aussie dude's like, thanks for having my back on that one. It's fun. It's been fun, you know, and it's like that's what I needed in gaming. That's what I just need. I need a good laugh. I need a good giggle.
Thanks for having my back on that
one. Oh, all right. Let's wrap this bitch up. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Yep. Enjoy your week. Hope give your mom loves and kisses. Remember, you don't have to love her just for one day. You know, you could probably try and love her more than once. Yeah. Or if not, you know, send her my way. I'll love her for you. All right, guys, we're out of here.
Will.
Bye-bye.